Welcome to this virtual placement tour. I'm going to guide you through one day in my placement site at Northwark General Hospital. I'm so excited to share with you a bit what I learned during this fantastic day. Let's get started. I've chosen to show you a discharge cleaning procedure in a isolation room for C. difficile. This day, I was assigned to work with Patricia, who is well skilled EVS staff with several years working in this role at the Northwark General Hospital. 5 floor westward was the area where we worked at on November the 11th and 12th, which was my last placement week. Standard cleaning and disinfecting protocols for Sildenafil encompasses basically 4 different steps. The first, setting up our cleaning cart. The second, choose and donning doffing PPE properly. Third, cleaning and disinfecting procedure. And lastly, UV disinfection. In regarding to our first step, setting up our housekeeping card, basically 2 steps have to be followed. The first one, equipment and supplies have to be included microfiber mop stick, wet floor sign, duster, mop bucket, microfiber cloth, supplies like garbage bags, toilet paper, paper towels, soap, alcohol-based hand rub. For Sildenafil, in terms of chemical, Clorox is the first option. Uh, for its sporicidal spectrum, but some considerations are crucial when handling Clorox. First, protective equipment should be worn, such as masks, safety goggles, and gloves. And secondly, to ensure effectiveness of the chemical, the correct proportion must be followed when mixed Clorox. The ratio of 1 part of the Clorox to 2 parts of cold water aims to get a deep test around 5,000 parts per million. And then after mix the chemical, you take off gloves and discard it, perform hand hygiene, take off take off the procedure mask and safety goggles, and again perform hand hygiene. What about personal protective equipment? PPE is an essential part in this task, mainly because easily C. difficile can contaminate us. Simultaneously, we can spread it all of the hospital with our hands. This is the reason why hand hygiene is so important in lowering the spread of C. difficile. PPE for this task includes gowns, gloves, eye protection, and face masks. We are we are going now to dig deep into the cleaning disinfecting procedure, specifically the daily double cleaning protocol. This image shows the room layout, highlighting high touch points, which should be all cleaned and disinfected twice. The basic concept says that cleaning the room and task at one time in a clockwise direction, starting at the doors, helps to ensure nothing is missed. High to low and dirtiest to cleanest areas. Here, you notice all the steps we went through performing this task. The basic concept says all surface and equipment, including walls, should be cleaned and disinfected twice. So, step by step, you can follow up, and then to make sure that you didn't miss anything. After a double cleaning procedure, the room is finally prepared to receive the UV sulfoside Helios tower. Sulfoside Helios system uses multiple UV side lights towers simultaneously to rapidly eliminate and prevent the spread of C. diff and other dangerous microorganisms, including SARS-CoV-2. And the process at the general sites, UV disinfection used in patient room after cleaning isolation for VRE and C. diff. So, but prior to apply the towers into the room, you have to make sure that the room is cleaning with thoroughly. Now we are going to get an overview of the all steps needed to take to apply the sulfoside Helios tower system. First, you have to allocate different towers in different areas of the room in order to maximize the target of the UV Helios tower. Here you can see Patricia exactly doing that, positioning in different parts of the room one tower, including the washroom. Specifically for this room size, we used 4 towers. The next step is exactly plug in the towers. You have, of course, allocate the towers close nearby outlet in order to it work. So ensure that surface towers are strategically positioned in the room and plug it in. For the next step, you have to guarantee the room is dark. Is one way that maximize the efficacy of the UV lights. Make sure all windows are fully covered. Exactly what Patricia is doing here, closing the blinds. For the next step, you have to start to set up the table outside the door. With this step, we are going to log in into the system, basically put on the login name and the password, and then we started to create or select a room where UV is being performed. For the next step, the tower, the system is going to try to find out the towers into the room in order to synchronize towers and motion sensor. After this step, everything is okay to start to work. So basically, pair towers and sensors is it's one way that to make sure that everything is working properly. The next step, uh, the based on the room size and how many towers we are placed into the room, the system is will be able to calculate the time enough to proceed for the process. So in that step, the rank check, the tab, the recommended scrub time mode, then start. It's okay. It's starting to work. Exactly what you can say here. You have to maintain all the time the doors closed in order to get a best result as possible. And now we are close to the end of this tour, but not before saying thank you for all of you responsible for this fantastic learning experience. Thank you all.